Ground effect vehicles. Ground effect vehicles rely on ground effect, the increased lift and reduced drag generated by an aircraft's wings when they are close to the surface. They're extremely similar to airplanes, although they're generally designed to stay within 100 feet or so of the ground. Because they usually don't enter free flight, they're not really considered airplanes, and are often instead classified as ships. Ground effect vehicles are faster than airplanes that travel at normal altitude. And they're also much faster than ships that experience drag from contacting water. They can potentially be useful as low-cost transport vehicles. For this reason, many of history's ground effect vehicles were enormous. However, ground effect vehicles have questionable utility, so their production has been limited. And flying close to the ground, or the sea, leaves limited options in an emergency. This is a work in progress of version 2 of BB-8 Droid. The motor in version 1 wasn't strong enough to enable the use of a full-featured dome that would stay on. The head is commonly called the dome. So for version 2, I decided to use powerful drill motors and drill batteries from cordless drills, switch to a tank/differential drive so that it can turn better, add sounds, eventually add internal management for more stability. You can see the magnets, taken from old hard drives, that are attracted to the ones mentioned above as a part of the drive system in the ball. You can also see the rollers, made with brass tubes and marbles, that keep the contact with the top of the ball fairly frictionless. Wagon. You may remember the Red Ryder wagons of your youth. Or you may wish to make a garden planter or kid's toy that is suitable for outdoor use. Air rifle. Is there anything more fun than playing with an air rifle? These nifty toy guns use built-up pressure to shoot bullets. Now, you can buy one of these guns in store, but why buy one when you could make one? Put away your wallet and open up your junk drawer. We've got a DIY air gun to build. A hovercraft, also known as an air cushion vehicle or ACV, is an amphibious craft capable of traveling over land, water, mud, ice, and other surfaces. Hovercraft use blowers to produce a large volume of air below the hull, or air cushion, that is slightly above atmospheric pressure. The pressure difference between the higher pressure air below the hull and lower pressure ambient air above it produces lift, which causes the hull to float above the running surface. For stability reasons, the air is typically blown through slots or holes around the outside of a disc or oval-shaped platform, giving most hovercraft a characteristic rounded rectangle shape. Hovercraft can be powered by one or more engines. Smaller craft, such as the SR.N6, usually have one engine with the drive split through a gearbox. On vehicles with several engines, one usually drives the fan, or impeller, which is responsible for lifting the vehicle by forcing high-pressure air under the craft. The air inflates the skirt under the vehicle, causing it to rise above the surface. Additional engines provide thrust in order to propel the craft. Some hovercraft use ducting to allow one engine to perform both tasks by directing some of the air to the skirt, the rest of the air passing out of the back to push the craft forward. A hovercraft, also known as an air cushion vehicle or ACV, is an amphibious craft capable of traveling over land, water, mud, ice, and other surfaces. Hovercraft use blowers to produce a large volume of air below the hull, or air cushion, that is slightly above atmospheric pressure. The pressure difference between the higher pressure air below the hull and lower pressure ambient air above it produces lift, which causes the hull to float above the running surface. For stability reasons, the air is typically blown through slots or holes around the outside of a disc or oval-shaped platform, giving most hovercraft a characteristic rounded rectangle shape.